2. We're live.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Functioning Chats. Welcome to our panel guest, Dale from 9 Acre Family Farms. I'm assuming there's a lingering Nana somewhere in there. And Ginger and Joey from Not For Nothing Homestead. You can see Joey in the flannel.
You can,
out.
right here. The hand.
Hey, I'm ready. I got my suspenders on. We're good to go.
There you go.
You are
there
ready.
You go. I want to say hi to everybody that's in chat. Hendrickson Family Farm.
Mitchell.
Joey's in chat. Hello, Joey. Thank you for joining us. Renee, Pike Creek Farm.
Renee.
And Dirt Road Destiny Homesteads with us. Hardknack Farms. Wendy, hello. Lori Hyman, hello.
Wendy. Lori.
So,
hello.
I guess it's just going to be the three of us, 3 channels today. I don't see anybody else, and I haven't heard anything. BFF, hello. So with the changes and the move arounds of everything, this Sunday is the one that we are going to do the pantry type discussions. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for coming in. And this week is on ready-made mixes. We did kind of the same thing last week, but it was more spices and seasonings last week. This week is more other things. Okay, easiest way to put it for me.
Utter
Thank
things.
Utter things.
Utter things.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start and lead off. I have 3 of them. I'm going to do one. If we have time or others don't have these things, then I'm going to go ahead and bring them in afterwards. Oh, we have a latecomer. Hello.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, we've been a little busy this morning. Sorry, we're running a little late. There's this
You're fine. You're
really smackdown thing that's going on that we had to get started. So she's finishing
You're
that
fine.
up. She'll be here in a minute.
All right. I see Deb C has joined us as well. Hello. No, you're fine. You're fine. So this is JJ. It says Michelle, but it's JJ and Michelle from Big Valley Living. I'm not sure if we'll see Michelle or not. We'll get there later.
Yeah, you will.
Okay. All right. So moving forward, Rhonda Towery, thank you for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and add this so you guys can see it. And this is my bulk brownie mix is what I'm showing you here. Okay. So obviously the recipe's there. It's 8 cups sugar. I have a video. It's an older video, but I do have a video on my channel that you can get this from. If not, email me, and I have no problem emailing it to people. It's 8 cups of sugar, 2 cups unsweetened cocoa, 6 cups all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons baking powder, 4 teaspoons salt. That's your powder mix. And you got to sit there and whisk it for 10, 15 minutes. Then you go on and you want to put it in an airtight container. So that's going to make a bulk mix is what that's doing. Okay. Every time you want to make brownies, then you want to make the brownie mix 2 1/4 cups with 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/4 cup of melted butter, and 2/3 cup milk in an 8x8 pan. Spray the pan down, fill up with the mix, put it in the oven 350, 30 to 35 minutes. Okay. If you want them more chewy, cut the time down. If you want them more dry, leave them in a little longer. You can add nuts, chocolate chips, anything to this. Okay. I want to show you what I got here, but I guess I'll take it down. If somebody needs it up again, I'll bring it up. So I'll go ahead and pull it down.
I was going to ask you to go back to the first slide.
Well, I can do that actually.
Thanks.
There you go.
4 teaspoons baking soda. I
baking
thought
powder.
You had baking soda in there. You have salt. Okay.
Baking powder.
Okay. Wow. I write slow. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You can go to the other one.
All right. So what I do is I just take my quart jars and put them in here. Now, when I get done, I usually have 3 of these or 4. It depends, because usually when I'm making it, the kids want brownies. So I'm making 2 batches of brownies, and then I'm putting away what I have left over. It makes about 16 cups total. So you will end up with roughly 8 batches out of that recipe I gave you. So
Wow.
it's nice to have. So easy,
That's a lot.
quick. It's a lot. Yes.
Now,
So
Deb C said, can the sugar be cut down in it without messing it up?
I have cut it down, and it's not, it doesn't mess up the recipe, but the taste is really different. So you do want to watch that. I would assume, I've never ventured out to see if you can add or subtract not add or subtract. I'm not trying to say that. Substitute things for those items. I haven't done that yet. I'm sure everybody out there's got a different way that they can do it. Instead of sugar, use, just example, applesauce or something of the like. I don't know if you can do that and if it works. So
Okay.
you're on your own there. But a lot of people look at that original part of it, and that's a lot of sugar, and that's a lot of flour, and it's a lot of cocoa powder. But you got to remember, you're getting 8 batches of brownies out of that big mix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so if you're putting 8
Nice.
cups of sugar in there, you're getting 1 cup per your batch, right?
yes. Dale, you're muted. We didn't hear anything you said. You were saying, my friend.
I was agreeing 100% with you. When you look at it as 8 batches, JJ stole my thunder. As 1 cup per batch, basically. That's not a lot of sugar comparison to most brownie mixes.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to steal your thunder, Dale.
You're fine.
So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, well, I do want to pop this up. Mitchell said that his sister uses the same recipe, but she uses Splenda instead of sugar. Now, I will say with Splenda, it is an exact change. So if you have a cup of sugar, you can replace it with a cup of Splenda if you like that. I'm not a Splenda liker, so I don't like it. But I do know if you want to substitute, theoretically, it's supposed to substitute cup for cup or half cup or whatever it is you're trading out. So that's a good point, though. Thank you, Mitchell.
I know
I'm going to go Kitty. Go ahead.
In the past, we use a lot of Truvia sweetener, and so it says like for like or 1-to-1, but it's almost it gives it like an odd flavor. So about 3/4 to 1 will make it taste more like what your normal taste, in my opinion.
And again, I've not tested it, so I'm not sure. So I'm telling you, if you want to do it, you're doing it on your own. Don't criticize the recipe, because the recipe I gave you works perfect, and I've never had a problem with it. So that's what I will say. Okay. I'm gonna go. I hate this. There. I found it. I'm gonna go down to Ginger. We'll go with her. What do you have for us today?
I want to say hi to Dark Lord Minute, and I'm very sorry that sister number 5 stole your canning journal. I'm so sad for you, but at least it will still stay in the house. That's one good thing.
Yes.
She didn't take it and leave, I hope. Okay, so
I did see Grammy Jan popped in, so I want to say hi. Sorry, go ahead.
Hello. I have a hush puppy mix. Oh, can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so I put the hush puppy mix
here.
In a
Let's
little jar.
make sure we can see that. There.
Hush puppy mix. This is everything that's in it, and then this is what I add to it. So I just put the note on the jar itself. So it's the dry ingredients that you can put in your jars is 1 cup of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then you also add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So that's what just goes in the jar and sits on the shelf. And then to that, when you're ready to make hush puppies for the fish fry or whatever you want to make hush puppies for, you just add 1 egg and half a cup of buttermilk. Now, the recipe I usually use, I always put green onions, and some people put celery. Those two things are optional. All you have to do is add the egg, 1 egg, half a cup of buttermilk. Whenever you're ready, just mix it until it's just combined, just like cornbread. You don't want to over mix it, because if you do, then you're going to break it down and mess it up. Just mix it till it's combined, roll it up and deep fry it, and you got hush puppies. I'm done. What is hush puppies?
Uh-oh.
I thought everybody knew. They're like little round cornbread ball. You deep fry them, and they go really good with fish. Anybody eat them with anything else? Hey, Michelle.
Hi.
JJ.
I
You changed.
Yeah. I need to finish something up. Sorry.
No.
Hey, Dale. Hi, Joey. Outside. Oh, hi there, Tony.
Hi.
Yeah. Does anybody else eat? Does anybody else eat hush puppies with anything else?
I'm having internet
fish?
problems, so I had to move things around. Sorry.
Okay.
Just
I don't even
for
know if
me.
I can hear you
fish?
guys. Can you guys
Yeah.
hear me?
But I love
Yes.
hush puppies. Yes, we can hear you.
I'm not hearing
Good to
you
hear.
at all, so give me a
Oh, gosh.
second.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So we could say anything we want right now.
Yes.
Go ahead and chit chat amongst yourselves. I'm going to drop down just for a second.
Okay.
Tony crack corn. I think Dirt Road Destiny Homestead Destiny says it right. The best comparison. It's like deep fried cornbread in
Yes.
ball form.
Yes. And the sliced onions and the celery just adds a little to it, I think. I like it that way. Sometimes I don't use anything. Sometimes I use both. Sometimes one or the other, just depending on.
Sounds good.
It's a good way to clean your grease, too, when you're frying fish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, I've never had it with fish, and I've actually only eaten them like twice in my life. It's just not a
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're awesome.
Like,
Anytime you go to like Captain D's or Long John Silver's, they're going to bring you some hush puppies. No matter what meal combo you get, you're going to get at least 2 hush puppies with it.
I have only been, you know what? It's probably been 30 years since I've been at Long John Silver's.
I used to love them so much.
It is.
I loved it.
Good. Yeah, it's really good. We have a little local place here for fish, and they do chips. They do fries.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's called Tugboat, and whoa, they're good.
Well, the hush puppies are not in place of fries. They're in addition to.
Oh, because we can't get enough carbs and grease in our lives.
That's right. That's right. You want all the grease coming.
Renee at Pike Creek Farm says with chili.
Yeah.
I have seen people eat it with chili.
I think it would be really good with chili myself.
It is. I've eaten it that way, and it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be. Now, Deb C says, sounds good. Do you oat them? I'm not sure.
That's on you, sister. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I've never heard of oats being in them, but
no. Not sure. I don't know how to answer it. Deb, if you could explain what oat them means, I guess maybe we could answer that question.
Maybe she meant to type coat them, but you don't. You just roll them in a little ball.
Right.
Yeah, you do it like a spoon and then just drop it in the grease.
It reminds me of kind of like a snickerdoodle. You're just rolling it in sugar and then baking it. Well, in this case, you're rolling it and dropping it into the grease. So
what it reminds me of is drop dumplings, but
yes,
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do they just float around in the oil, Ginger? Do you like and then you'll know when they're done, when they're brown, like for you?
When it's nice and crispy on the outside, you know it's done.
Yes, you meant cook.
And this will be a silly question, but I have to ask. When we fry chicken, we use the like the lard Crisco, you know, it's like the lard oil. But when we do things like if we do fries, we don't do them much anymore. But when we do fries, we used to use the liquid Crisco. So would you use the liquid Crisco for the hush puppies if we were going to try that recipe? Because it sounds good.
Yes, that's all I've ever used is the liquid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peanut oil.
I would do that. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Peanut oil. Peanut oil actually would be really good as far as the crunchy outside you would get on it.
Yeah.
If you have a peanut allergy, of course.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
True.
you would probably go to a canola or a Crisco, like you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peanut oil has a higher like smoking point, right?
Exactly.
Is that the reason?
Yep.
And the hotter that is when you drop it in, obviously, the crispier you're going to get.
Yes.
Good. I'm going to try that recipe, Ginger.
I am too.
Okay.
Actually, I love them. I just have never found a recipe that I've liked, and so I'm all for trying something new, and that's what this is about. So we'll do it. We'll give it a try.
And that one's super easy. Like I said, once you get it in the jar, all you have to have is the 1 egg and half a cup, quarter cup. No, wait. Half a cup of buttermilk. Jeez, I was looking at the scallions. But
hello, we have another new person, Rachel Seacrest. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, we are all good. Hope you are doing well.
All oil is expensive, Grammy Jan.
Yeah, but she is right. See, normally we do we'll do 2 turkeys for both Christmas and Thanksgiving. One's normal oven baked, and then the other one we usually deep fry. We've had to opt out for both this year because the amount of oil we need for the deep fryer, it would have cost, what did we say, $70? $70 for just the oil. And we were like, no, got better things we can spend $70 on.
Yourself an organic turkey for that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Well, thank you. That sounds like a great recipe, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. So
thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to move over to Michelle. What do you have for us today?
I have one of the this is probably the first dry mix that I ever made, and I give it away as Christmas gifts about every 3 or 4 years, especially if I'm working with a new group of people because it's new to them.
Right.
And it is a homemade hot chocolate mix. So, you put it into your container at home and just mix it with water. I'll go into that in a minute. But it's also nice, to throw into a new mug for somebody, or if you take those little pens and personalize a mug, you can buy them at the dollar store, and then put the ingredients into a little plastic bag with the instructions on them and maybe some little marshmallows on the side. Everybody
That's a great idea. Yeah.
So the instructions or the ingredients are pretty simple. I am going to say there are 2 ways to make it. There's one way where you add more sugar and you add unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm not really a fan of that one because I grew up drinking Nestle Nesquick, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to apologize for that. But I'm going to have me some Nestle Quick. Okay.
And that's what we all have in our brain when we judge the hot chocolate we're going to drink. We have that memory in our brain. Yeah. So if it doesn't meet up to that, you're out the door.
It's out.
So before I let you finish, there is a valid question in the chat. Where can we get the recipes from tonight? I'm going to ask that each of you try to type something up and send it to me.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll get them into the description box for everybody. I know the brownie mix for me specifically is on my channel. It's one of my older recipes, same recipe as it is now. So you can go there and get it, but I will add it to this as well. So,
and I will send you mine directly after.
Okay, thank you.
I will commit to that as well. So
okay, thanks. Awesome.
Also, I wanted to say that I'm actually going to start a dry mix tab on my channel.
That's a good idea.
Recipes, and if I use one of yours and make a video of it, I will definitely give whoever it is. I'll give you guys a shout out. So,
thank you.
They're easy enough to make, right? And if I'm to refill, might as well put it on a little video.
Might as well. Hello, Suburban Hillbilly. Thanks for coming in.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay, in Hard Neck Farms, I got in late, so I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so you're going to need a pretty big bowl, okay, to start
Okay.
with for this one.
And how many does it make, Michelle? Like gift bags, if you will.
Oh, a lot. Like
a lot. Okay.
Okay, when I say a lot, let's say that I'm going to make. Okay, so you're going to use about 3 to 5 tablespoons per serving. So when I give it out, I probably can do about 2 to 3 dozen.
Oh wow!
You don't do it in a pint jar?
No, I could, but I don't like to give 2 pieces of glass to people.
Yeah.
So I try to put if I'm giving it away as in a mug for someone to have at work, I just put it into a tiny sandwich bag of some sort.
Okay.
And then put the instructions in it. If I, or I could put it into a jar and done that.
Excuse me. Well, another thing you might think about too is you can use the quarter pint jars. If you're only talking 3 to 5 tablespoons,
that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then put some nesting in the mug you're putting it in and drop that inside of it. That might work.
Cute. And then get a label and print the
label. Yes.
on the top. That would be really cute. Thanks, guys. Guess what everyone's getting?
I was just about to say to Suburban Hillbilly, Michelle is giving us her recipe for homemade hot chocolate mix.
If she
was asking.
All right. So I think that just judging by the materials here that we would be using, we would get at least 7 to 8 pints. Well, not at least. Let's say 6. Let's say 6. Yeah,
6 just to play safe. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start with 4 cups of powdered milk. We do have a Winco here, so I just go over there and get it out of the bulk bins because it is way cheaper than buying it at Target or any grocery store.
Right.
You don't get very much out of that, but you can use it if that's what's available. A 21.8 ounce container, specifically, of Nestle Nesquick. You can't drink it slow if it's quick. Strawberry would be good too. Hot strawberry.
Ooh, I never would have thought about that.
Yeah. So try that one if you want.
Yeah.
2 cups of coffee creamer. Obviously, we just use plain Coffee Mate. And 1 to 2 cups of powdered sugar. That's really your desired sweetness that you want to add to it. We do about 1.5 cups, actually.
Just for clarification, was that regular sugar or powdered sugar? Because I did powdered. Thank you.
Powdered sugar, yeah. And I like to dump the ingredients through a fine mesh sieve over the bowl, and then swirl them around, and that kind of sifts them together. Then mix it super, super well. Another thing that you can throw in there might be maybe a tablespoon or so of a nice Saigon cinnamon, a ground cinnamon.
Ooh,
give that a little kick. Yeah. Dale. Oh.
No, Rachel, in answer to your question, Dale is not always this quiet.
No, he's very rarely this quiet, in all honesty.
So, there are, like I said, there are different ways you can make this. I think I haven't tried the strawberry, but now that I put it out into the universe, I think I'm going to do that.
I think what I would like to try is cinnamon and nutmeg together in that.
Yeah.
I was thinking the nutmeg line, around the nutmeg line. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Hello, Jamie's Country Living. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, Jamie.
Excuse me.
Hi, Jamie.
And so I didn't mean to cut you off though, Michelle. So when you go to make it, what's the recipe for making it then?
So you just combine all of those items. And like I said, I like to use a fine mesh sieve, and that'll sift it in there.
Right.
Then make yourself a whisk and make sure it's all put together, because when you put it through there, it's going to come in clumps, like piles.
Right.
So make sure you combine it really well. And then if you're a canner, you've already got that nifty little funnel, right?
That's what I use.
Start out with a quart jar and then do what you need to do. Or if you want to give it as gifts, go ahead right away and throw it into those little 4-ounce jars. And, if you're going to make it up early so that you don't get the Christmas rush, if you have one of those, those little it's like a sealer. You put it on top of your jar and it pulls the air
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Vacuum sealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yep.
No,
you can take that though, and you can just have them all ready to go. Put your labels on them. Put some pretty little raffia or something around it, and send them on out.
So
Cute
when
little
you do
quilted
the
top on it, it would be so cute with a little
when
bow.
you do the
Sorry.
3 to 5 tablespoons per serving, how much liquid are you then adding to that? Just so
That's a really
people
good
know.
idea. Thank you. About 6 ounces. So, like take
6
your normal
ounces.
mug,
Okay.
and that's where the 3 to 5, tablespoons come in, because it depends on the size of the mug. It depends on how
Right.
you want. And another thing that you can do if you want it richer is to heat some milk up, and because you're going to take and put boiling water in your cup. Okay. But if you either want to cool it down to drink it right away, throw a little bit of
With
cold
Dale
milk
up there.
because I'm that person who throws ice into my coffee in the morning just so I can start drinking it right away.
Yeah.
I already know
Not
Dale and I are using the milk. We've already decided that.
I'm just sitting here thinking some half and half.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
Coffee, anything like that would just make it that much richer. So
Yeah.
you can totally make it your own, and then if you want to throw marshmallows on top, I know you can dehydrate marshmallows or freeze dry them if you have a freeze dryer. So any of those things are good options.
Rhonda Towery just made a good idea. Throw some instant coffee in this and you got your own mocha.
What a great idea. Absolutely.
I would never have thought of that. I like that idea.
Really good idea. Take some Folgers crystals or something like that.
Wow. That's awesome.
So this would be a good base, if you wanted to do that. And I can throw in one of the other recipes, that calls for the unsweetened cocoa and everything as a bonus. But
that'd be cool.
My mouth is always ready to have the flavor of Nestle Quik.
Isn't it funny? We're not here at this house. We're not brand orientated, except there are a couple things. Now for Jaden, she don't like any hot cocoa unless it's Swiss Miss with marshmallows. That's the only one she likes. Okay, but my point. She'll gladly take it, I'm sure. But isn't it funny how you get that way? Because we're that way with Best Foods or the same company, but they have a different name for it. Hellman's, yes. Same mayonnaise. It's just one side is U.S. or one side of the U.S. and the other side. But we cannot stand store bought mayonnaise unless it's that brand. Otherwise, I will make it myself.
Right.
It's just the way we are.
And
Miracle. I love Miracle Whip though.
See, I'm a Kraft. We've got we've got every one of the, I don't know. Michelle, do you like Dukes? Are you a Dukes person?
I've never even
heard of it, but I heard it's very comparable to the Hellman's or the Best Foods.
Okay.
Yeah, and see, I think there's a little more of something in Hellman's and Dukes that's not in Kraft. I grew up on Kraft, so when I look at mayonnaise, or if I want to taste mayonnaise, that's the taste I'm looking for, and anything else is going to fall short. Sorry.
And it's the same with us, and I do like making homemade mayonnaise. If we had reliable eggs, if we had our own chickens, because then you take what you need that day, or maybe for a couple of days. You can play with it too and make aiolis and stuff. So, oh my God, I can't wait to get chickens again.
In my whole 30 book, there is a recipe for avocado mayonnaise. It is out of this world.
Yeah.
It is so good. I'm telling you, it is. I made it and it was delicious.
I'm a big supporter of making your own condiments, but there are some fine lines. Let me give you a quick example. I've done my own mayonnaise, done my own ketchup, done my own. I think we did relish one time. We did barbecue. I still do the barbecue sauce, and I did mustard. Okay, I'm here to tell you, do not make a big batch of mustard until you know if you like it or not.
Because it was horrible.
I made it, and I literally burnt my nostrils and my tongue from it because it was so powerful. So I
Oh,
did have the video up. I've now taken it down because it's like if I'm dying, I don't want somebody else literally to die from it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I saw a recipe the other day on Cosmopolitan cornbread, and she got the tip, I think, from that 1870s homestead, if I'm not mistaken. And they use the Instant Pot instead of soaking the mustard seeds overnight.
that would be a good idea,
What a
actually.
great idea. You could do it
Yeah.
all in one day. But the
Yeah.
recipe we used was very off-putting. And I was so proud of myself. So I sent some to my relatives and I'm like, give it a shot in about 3 weeks and tell us what you think. And they were like, so first of all, bless your heart. We love you so much.
That's a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Oh, bless
So
your
I
heart.
know, right? So then I opened it up and we tried it and it was really gross. I mean, like I couldn't get it clean. I couldn't get those jars cleaned out and put back on the shelf.
Yeah, I'm
So-
with you. All right, well, thank you. That was a good one to have, and everybody seems to love that idea. So thank you,
Cool.
Dale.
Yes.
How about you? What do you have for us at
Oh, I have a
Sunday
little something
functioning
here.
chat? All right.
So,
Hello, Leanne.
hello, Leanne.
Hello,
So,
Lean.
we're not humongous like pancake or waffle people here because we're such on the go. Most mornings we leave before light, and stuff like that. So weekends are kind of when we have breakfast. So we decided that instead of buying the boxes of pancake stuff and
Yep.
things like that and all these mixes and whenever you decided, oh, I want to have that, you didn't have it. So
Right.
we started playing around. When I have sourdough starter, of course I have discard for my sourdough starter, so I got into making discard sourdough pancakes.
Mhm.
But we wanted just a staple mix to always have on hand that we could add that to. So we have instant pancake mix, and we put it in a quart jar just like everybody else. We have the instructions written on the lid that tells you what to do. So you need 3 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder.
Wait. Is it all purpose?
All
I would
purpose.
assume so.
All
Okay.
purpose.
Okay,
That's the only
sorry.
thing we buy is all purpose here.
You're not flour snobs?
Unbleached. we do the unbleached.
Okay.
I
2
love that.
teaspoons of what?
Baking powder.
Okay.
Teaspoons or tablespoons? Sorry.
I misspoke. Tablespoons.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Tablespoons of baking powder. 1/3 a cup of sugar. Of course, exchange that for stevia or whatever if you need to.
Okay.
1 tablespoon of salt. Use your whisk, blend that together very well. Sift that into your jar, just like Michelle was talking about, of making sure you don't have any clumps in there.
Okay.
And then you put that in your jar, tight lid. We keep it. Of course, we go through it quick enough that we don't have to worry about it going bad.
Yeah.
So then
that is one thing I do want to throw in there because I think that's a valid point. I'm sure some people would ask that question, and I'm with Dale on mine on the brownie mix. It doesn't last long enough for me to worry about whether it's going to go bad or not. So
Yeah.
I don't, for the brownie mix, I don't have an answer for you because it's never lasted that long to know how long it'll last. So I'm just being honest with everybody on that.
Leanne says she would use baking soda instead of baking powder. When we looked up the recipes to kind of get an idea of what to do here, we seen it both ways.
Yeah.
Powder is what we keep on hand, so that's why we used it.
Okay.
So when you get ready to make it, you combine 1 cup of mix So 1 cup, of course, we never have buttermilk on hand or anything like that. We just use regular whole milk. 1 cup of milk and 1 egg. Blend, mix together till wetten, and then pour in your warm skillet or griddle. You're good to
That's
go.
awesome that it's 1,
Okay.
1, and 1. So
Yeah.
that's
It's
easy
1,
to
1, 1.
remember.
Makes it
1
easy.
cup of
Yeah.
milk, 1 cup of mix, and 1 egg. I mean, that's super easy to remember. So that's what I like about the preparing them ahead of time and having them on your shelf. You can grab it, and then at the point when you're ready to make it, you're already tasting it. You're like, okay, I want
Yes.
that to be ready
Yes.
now. And now you don't have to get out 19 different containers and try to find. Yeah, I like it that way.
I do want to say this recipe that you have is different than because I didn't know if anybody was going to do a pancake one, so I pulled a pancake one, and then I pulled a quick biscuit recipe. I'll show everybody afterwards, and I'll throw this one I have into the description box when we add the recipes. It's from the Stay at Home Chef. It's not something I do traditionally, but I've used it before. But they use 4.5 cups all-purpose flour. She uses non-fat dry powdered milk. 1/3 cup sugar, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. But I see the offset because she's got it all in powder form, and all she does is add water. Yours does the mix, the milk, and the eggs. So there is 2 different versions and styles. If I mean, so it's really on preference and the taste, but I like yours because it's a lot less to deal with. So, and it's 1, 1, and 1. I don't have to remember that all this other stuff. So, but I'll put it up there so if anybody wants to use it, they can. Sorry.
I have a question for everybody on panel or somebody in the chat. If you know, if you wanted to convert this, because I have buttermilk powder, if you wanted to convert this to buttermilk pancakes, could you just add like 1 tablespoon of buttermilk powder and then add regular milk when you're ready to mix it, do you think?
I personally would go further than that. I would add a 1/2 cup of buttermilk powder to the powder part and do 1/2 cup of regular milk.
That's kind of what I would suggest.
That's what I would do. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm with Dale. That's what I would do. And if I'm wrong, I'd fix it and adjust it as I needed to.
So you would add a 1/2 cup of buttermilk powder and what?
1/2 cup of milk when you go to make the pancakes.
Instead of a whole cup, just use
instead of a whole cup, use a 1/2 cup because you've already got the buttermilk powder in it in the dry part.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So when I used this with sourdough discard, I actually replace part of my dry portion with it. So instead of a cup of the mix, I'll use 1/2 cup of mix and a cup of my discard in with it. So I just replace an equal amount.
Right.
Okay.
Leanne said, make sure your buttermilk powder does not have to be refrigerated. That's one thing I found out. I went out and spent $6 on buttermilk powder because I needed it for a recipe. Opened it up, used it, put it in the cupboard, walked away, didn't think anything of it. Until Leanne made a comment to me, are you sure it doesn't need to be refrigerated? Right there on the bottom, keep refrigerated once open. I was like, oh!
Dagnabbit.
It is a valid point. So
yes. Thank you.
So,
that one
so those are all
we
great
are-
things. Sorry.
No,
You're pancake eaters.
Huh? Yes. You read my mind.
I'm trying not to talk over you, and it is the hardest thing to do. Sorry.
It's okay. I just wrote down pancake instead of what I wanted to write down.
Oh,
because you were
okay.
talking and you said pancake.
Okay. So, okay, that being said, then I'm going to go ahead and, since Dale did talk about pancakes, I'm going to bring up this other one. I got to figure out how to do it though. So bear with me just a second because I don't use this part that often.
While you're doing that, can I just mention something?
Yes, go ahead.
Watched all of the chili smackdowns so far. I'm almost done watching Tom's right now. And oh my God. And Dale, you just wait. JJ, your short that you put out there.
Which one?
Be there.
Of the SmackDown? Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna have fun with that one.
Just so everybody knows, all of us went on a short sending spree last night while we were on the phone, and it was hilarious. It's funny.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was every one of them so far have been so good, and I've learned a tip in every video that I've watched so far.
That's great.
I actually I made another pot of chili because I wanted to add a couple things to it.
Did someone say some of the? Is this a short?
Oh shoot!
Are we doing shorts now?
But I like Leanne gave a really good tip, and I actually used it today. And she took her meat chopper.
No, actually, just leave it the way it is because it is tart.
On the bottom of it, and went around the bottom of the pan before adding other things to the meat. And Leanne, thank you so much because there's always going to be a little bit of fat in there, and I don't like that in my chili. I really don't.
Yeah.
I like to get as much out as I can, and then maybe add some water to moisten it. But that was such an awesome tip. So thanks.
I watched your stroganoff thing this morning when I got up. So I thought that was cool. That looks good. I can't stand stroganoff, but watching it and looking at it, I was like, oh, that looks so good.
It is very good. I like that recipe. And just throw.
Yes.
You can't have too many mushrooms, you guys. You just.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I love mushrooms too.
Yeah.
I get it.
But I am really excited about this collab. So I just wanted to do a shout out.
It's going good. And a lot of people are putting a lot of promotion out there, and it's wonderful, and everybody's enjoying it. And again, I want everybody to remember it's not a competition, number one. Number two, the biggest rule is that there is no rules. Make the chili the way you make it where you're at. That's the point. So we can see how everybody does. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to show you is this, and this is 2-ingredient biscuits.
Oh, I saw that.
Okay, it comes from Collard Valley Cooks. She's a channel that's been out. The only thing she uses is 2 cups of self-rising flour, and the reason for that because it already has the
baking
salt and the baking powder. Thank you.
It has the salt and the baking powder already.
And then she uses the heavy whipping cream because the excess fats it has in it versus just plain milk. Okay. All she does is takes 2 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, which she gradually added and says to do it that way. But in the end, she added 1.5 cups. So I would say use the 1.5 cups, but you might get too wet or too dry. So you'll have to figure that out. You want it to be a sticky dough, and you want to be able to press it out to about 1 inch thick. Okay. You want to grease a 7x11 pan. Roll out your dough, like I said, about 1 inch thick. You want to use a 2-inch cutter. This is how she did it. But don't overwork your dough, because if you overwork your dough, you're not going to like the result. It's not going to be fluffy. It's going to be dense, and you don't want to do that. She placed them in a pan, 450 for 20 minutes. There you go. It's not a recipe like the mixes are, but it's a quick thing is the point I'm after.
You need to think of it a lot like brownies. You're not going for completely making it all wet and coated.
Yes.
You know, count like 35 to 40 strokes total. You know?
Yeah. Yep. That's a valid point. I always forget to tell people that, but you're right, Dale, because if you go more than that, you're overworking it, and then you have other issues to deal with. So
the gluten.
It's the gluten.
The gluten starts to release.
The same thing with the hush puppies and cornbread, hush puppies, cornbread, any of the, if you mix it too long, it will just become a dense patty, and it'll be one of those that you can throw against the wall and put a
Okay.
hole in the wall.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Hockey
So,
puck.
Yes.
okay. So a couple of things. I want to thank you guys for all of that. The information is great. If you guys forward me the recipes, I'll go
Yes.
ahead and put them in the description box for everybody. Those, as soon as I get them and put them together, as I get them and put together, I'll put them in the description box. So it may, everybody just bear with that. The other thing I wanted to mention is so now because of this new schedule, we've moved to where Sundays are going to be, we're having these types of conversations. And we had previously set up that we were going to talk about pastas and rices in the next conversation. We need to hold off on that because I think, hold on a second. No, we don't. No,
next week's
no, we
homework?
don't. I was thinking because I forgot that we're moving the pantry catch up to Fridays. I was thinking we were doing that on Sunday, but we're not doing that. So next week is pasta and rice dishes. However you make them, however you put them together. I've already decided I'm going to do a couple meals in a jar with pasta and rice. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Sorry.
Say that again.
I'm going to do meals in a jar with pasta and rice. So all you have to do is dump it and add your liquid. That's basically the theory. So it's ready to go. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
If you guys have other ways you want to do it, that's fine. Do it. If you want to repeat the same thing, I don't really care. There's so many recipes for meals in a jar that I could never myself put them all out there. So go for it,
Well, I like the soups in a jar where you have the beans or the split peas or something, and you add the spices to it.
Right.
You might have to cook it for a while, but now that almost everybody's got an instant pot sitting around,
right? Instant pot or slow cooker or something, yeah.
Yeah. Slow cooker would be a great idea. Add your liquid and let them just sit there all day. So,
so just for you guys, the ones sitting on panel know, I'll send out an email, but next Friday night live, we're doing the pantry catch up. Next Sunday, functioning chat will be pasta and rice. Okay. Now you guys are caught up to the schedule. Okay. From that point forward, I'll send out the monthly schedule so you guys know what's going on. Where like on the Sunday functioning chat in the pantry catch up, those specifically I'd like you guys to be at, but if you can't, you can't. And Michelle, we've already talked, so whatever your schedule is, just let me know. If JJ can't come on, that's fine, I get that. I think between us, if we have to, there's enough of us here to have a chit chat, so we're good.
If it came to that, I could always send you guys a message and you can read off what we've added to our pantry. That'd be awesome.
That'd be perfect. Yep. Take a picture of it. I'll throw it. There you go. Dale will be your proxy. He's already agreed.
Dale and Nana.
Rachel said she needs those recipes now. Good. I was just thinking that, Rachel, good thing we can watch this on replay and I can write it down.
Yes.
The other ones, just in case I missed something.
Yeah.
I've always thought that when everybody's like, I got to get a pen. I'm like, Tony would appreciate a replay.
Yes.
And that's what I go do the replay. I've always done that, just the way I've been. Sorry.
And speaking of replays, why doesn't everybody hit the go ahead and hit that like button right now?
Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is wonderful.
And subscribe.
Okay.
If you haven't subscribed already.
Yes.
Don't forget the bell. That's always good.
Yep. So I want to show a couple other things, and there's a reason behind them, okay? And I just got to get to them, so bear with me for a second.
I know why, because Tony likes them big.
I like them chunky. So here's Ginger's newest.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, you know what? I want cooking tweezers so bad.
It looks like
those things are amazing. I love them. And if I hadn't seen Tom Garvey cooking with them, I wouldn't even know about them. I love those things.
They look like They look like chopsticks for people who haven't learned how to use chopsticks
What's
yet.
with you and chopsticks? Somebody else said the same
They're
thing.
metal.
They're metal.
They're
They're
wood.
attached.
Now,
Hey
I
Dale,
just
I'm
wanna-
gonna get a pair and take them to sushi the next time I go.
Yeah, there you
See
go.
what they do when I pull
Hey.
those out.
Joey wants to use them for his mechanical uses, not for cooking.
I gotta say they'd be a real good when a bolt falls down and you go, "Oh Jesus, where'd that go?"
I just
Hi,
want to
Ron.
go on. I want to go on record right now that there is a comment in the chat from Joey at Not for Nothing Homestead saying, "I can't wait to use those in the shed." If he does, you're going to be getting a different kind of notification about Joey.
Okay.
It's gonna be in the newspaper.
Hello, Ron's Keto Cafe. Thank you for joining us. We
Yes,
appreciate
hey
it. So
Ron.
you'll have to watch the replay. We just went through and tried to throw out some recipes for everybody on DIY mixes. So we did pancakes, hush puppies. We did a cocoa mix, hot chocolate mix, a brownie mix. We threw out a quick biscuit recipe just for those kind of things. And next week we'll be
It sounds like a
discussing
whole lot of
pasta
stuff
and
that
rice.
I'm gathering from Ron's channel name, he probably won't be into being seasoned.
Probably not, but I'm just trying to inform them what we were talking about. You do have an issue, though. We already have Joey's obituary written by Dark Lord Minute.
Missing Joey. Joey found 20 feet under a tree.
Oh my god. Or
I love this.
Accident. There was a hunting accident. Nobody knows how it happened.
Suburban hillbilly. Bye-bye, Joey. It was nice meeting you.
Moral of this story is don't mess with my cooking tweezers, Joey, and I better not find them in your shed.
We may see Ginger making a new canning video. Canning
now wait a minute. Okay, too far. Too far.
Okay, moving on. Moving on to the
Joey
next
in a
one.
jar.
Joey in a jar.
No Joey in a jar.
I love
that. Oh my god, fried green tomatoes. I know it's a really old movie.
I love that show.
Oh my gosh, what remember that? What?
We have not seen. We saw that movie for the first time like 6 months ago. Me and Joey, first time ever. We absolutely fell in love with it.
I love that movie. And you know what? Fannie Flagg wrote the book that it was based off of. Remember Fannie Flagg back in the 70s?
Yeah.
And she's written several books, and I don't know if everybody in the chat has read them. You guys, she is a really gifted writer, and she is funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Funny.
I'll try to see if I can reach. Rachel is asking for everybody's link. So I'm going to, while you do that, is it okay if I drop our links in the chat?
As long as you read the last comment made by Joey.
Oh, what'd he say?
It'll be his first video on his new channel about using tweezers in the shed.
Okay, he's not in the same room with me right now, but when I go to the other room, we're gonna have a conversation.
So Ginger, before you leave, you got to see this. Ginger made me aware of this video this morning, and I found it cute, and I wanted to share with everybody.
It's awesome.
Something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your love's in the air.
The music is perfect.
Yep.
Is that
with
not
little
sweet?
hearts?
Something that I must
That is so awesome.
So that's Keto Journey Life with Mike.
Ketorific Journey with Mike.
Ketorific Journey. I always forget the name.
That is so funny.
Okay, so then we'll go on to the next one.
Dirt Road Destiny logged out for a minute just to come back and hear everybody talking about Joey in a jar.
Joey in a jar. That is funny.
Sorry.
So we have a gentleman amongst us who put a new short out last night. I want everybody to watch.
Is this how I do it? I want to make a YouTube short.
I loved it.
My YouTube shorts.
That is hilarious.
Okay. Bye.
I loved that. I thought that was so hilarious.
That is so funny. That is classic.
And then we can't forget, because of where we're at in the month, is
Planting onions.
this one. Chili Smackdown 2023.
Yes. I did this before, and now I'm trying to figure out if I can. There we go. Okay.
And then I got one more here, because I thought this was inspiring and I had to play it for everybody. How often do we get very nice, just inspirational, meaningful things?
That is awesome.
One line out there, and I thought it was perfect, Michelle. Great job.
Thank you. You know, when we were out going, we had to go get some amendments in between rainstorms yesterday to put on top of the onions that we planted. 138.
Do that right.
And that rainbow was just sitting right there. I had to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there, Ginger. You're good.
Did I do it right though? I did mine and I did Michelle's, but I'm not sure I did it right.
So the only thing I would add in future is type something in there before you put the link, so that everybody knows what it is you're putting out there. Because sometimes you can't see what those garbly goops are.
Yeah, but I did it a different way another time and it worked out much better. I don't know why it's not working out the way it did.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
I just
Anyway,
put a link. Yeah,
Moving on.
Valley Living comes up, and yours came up. Well, Big
okay,
Valley.
so it does work then. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're at 56 minutes. I just wanted to. We had talked about putting some solutions out there to people, and this is just part of that series. So we've done now seasonings and things like that. We've done ready-made mixes. Next week we'll work on rice and pasta, and then we have proteins also coming by the end of the month. So those, and that could be vegetable or meat. It's not specific to just a meat type protein. So what was that, Michelle?
I got to throw something out there because of what you said about protein, and I'm sorry because I am seriously chasing a squirrel. If nobody has ever read this book, it's called Animal, Mineral, Vegetable, and it's by a lady, Barbara Kingsolver, I think is her name, and her family lived in a holler in Virginia for a year, almost entirely on the food that they were able to grow, and there were some things they couldn't, like enough wheat to make bread and stuff. If you guys read that, and everybody in the chat is all into reading and stuff, that's a super cool book. It's very inspirational if you want to garden or do some husbandry or something.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea. There you
Joey,
go.
You okay? Wave if you're okay.
Very good. Thanks.
Wave if you're okay. Yep. Joey.
Again, she said it's Animal, Vegetable, Miracle, A Year of Food by Barbara King's. Sorry?
Miracle. I got the name wrong. Thank you for getting that.
No, that's fine. It's by Barbara Kingsolver. I'm sure. Sorry, not Kingsolver. Sorry. And you can find it in multiple places. When it populated, there was many places you could go buy it at. So
yeah.
I just wanted everybody to get a look at the book.
That's a really good suggestion.
And if you have like an audio, if you have access to audiobooks through your library, we have that here in California.
Yep.
Or if you do like an audiobook, subscription or something, I have it on an audiobook subscription, and we revisit that book about twice a year. It's really good, and she reads it.
Cool.
That's even cool.
Yeah.
So Deb asked the question if I'd try any of my canned meat.
I was going to point that out.
We did last night. We did the pork last night, and everybody loved it.
Nice.
It was a hit. So obviously something we'll be doing again in the future. So Success. That's always wonderful is success. So I wanted to let everybody know I'm going to probably announce it on each one of my lives. So my panelists probably will get sick of hearing me say it, but on the 24th of February, it's late night, Friday night with Kettle Kitchen, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have an anniversary monetization milestone giveaway.
Wow. Congratulations.
I know.
Yeah.
We're going to donate some stuff to that.
Woohoo. Thank you. Always appreciated. There's Chris. She's joined us. I thought somebody else came in too. I seen along the way. Maybe not. So anyways, I just want to put that out there. It will be subscriber only. So just so everybody knows. And we also have game night on Tuesday night. And then the next Friday we are doing, as I said already, we're doing the pantry catch up. So everybody needs to have their items ready to go. So
yes, sir.
Chris and Larry, Chris is in the house, guys.
Yep, I see that.
And this is a whole month catch up, right? So just
this is whole month catch up. So
we
should, if I'm correct, we should be at 13 or 14 weeks because we had 2 weeks that were offset. So if I'm correct, it's 13, 14. So
and it's $20. So if you tend to buy in bulk like I do, it's actually easier for me to catch up once a month.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Me as well.
That's $5 a week, $20 a month, however you have to do it, $10 every 2 weeks, whatever it is. But the name of it is, help me with it, Dale, the $5 Pantry Food Challenge, I think is what it's called. So
$5 Pantry Food Challenge or food
all
pantry.
right.
Excuse me.
However, we know the gist of what we're talking about.
Yes, we do.
All right. Anything else before we go?
Oh, I was just going to remind the people in the box below me that I think 9 Acre Family Farms won Tuesday's game night.
Yes, Dale, I know you kicked our butt. Well, wait, you didn't kick our butt. We came in second. But, you know, if you're not the winner, you're the first loser or something like that. I can't remember how it goes.
Last.
Michelle.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yes,
Michelle.
exactly.
Michelle, are you available Tuesday?
Yeah, but I want their music lined up that they had. I knew all those songs, man. It was all 70s. I'm like, what? Come on now. Yeah.
She's like, man, why couldn't I have been in there?
I think I can make. How long is it? The following
about an hour and a half ish.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I'll put you down. And we'll talk about that later. I want to thank everybody in chat for coming in. Always appreciated. Thank you to the panel for being here. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for all the new people. We've got
thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Welcome all of you. I promise I'm not always this quiet.
No, he's not.
We're all here to tell you he's not. So all right, guys. Well, thank you, and you guys have a great day, and we will talk with you later.
Yes,
Thanks.
Looking forward to it. Don't forget to look for the recipes.
Yep.
Yes.
Actually,
I agree.
And the Instant Pot collab 2023.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
2023 Instant Pot collab with Chris and Larry.
Yep.
Lots and lots and lots of ideas there too.
Good point. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.